I just cannot do that. I got too much still in me. The knees don't work, but the mind is still there. So I got to figure out me now. I'm in my second act.
And that's what, again, what Covey says. He says we have a highly effective people. He says we have a sphere of influence and a sphere of concern. So if our concern is this big, it could be with people over in other countries. That's what we're concerned about. But this is our sphere of influence. I may not be able to go over to China, India, or Asia, or Africa, or something like that. I can't run over there and help people over there necessarily, but that's my concern. But my sphere of influence is right here. So what can we do in our own worlds, in our own communities, with the people that we live with in Hampton Roads? How can we give back to them in that sphere, in that area? And that, again, that giving away is what blesses us so much. When you're able just to talk to that lady, that could have encouraged her day. Sometimes it's not the huge things, everybody. It's not those big, boy, if I had $1 million, I'd just give it. Well, yeah, maybe not. I don't know about that. But still, we have other things to give. Sometimes when we just say, like I said, the cheerleader thing. Sometimes when we're in a store and we tell that person, thank you so much. Your service was so wonderful. I appreciate you ringing me up or returning my purchase so nicely or being pleasant. Whatever it is. Oh, your nails are so beautiful. It isn't the huge things. It isn't always so big. It's the little things that mean so much that people are hungry for. We live in a high-tech society. We have things at our fingertips. But even with high-tech, we want high touch. We still need people to touch our hearts. It's our hearts that need touching. That's what people want. We got all the technology, and that's great, but I need someone to speak words of comfort and blessing and kindness and generosity to me. I need high touch as well, and we still need high touch, even with all the high tech. We do.
I say it to people all the time. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care about them. Then they'll listen to you. Once they know you care, they'll listen. So if it's bribing somebody with some food or whatever, I cared enough to come and talk to you. And sometimes that'll change the difference, equation. And sometimes all a person needs is for you to say, hi, how are you doing? Hope you have a good day. You may have just saved that person's life. You don't even know it. They may have been on the edge and debating on doing something.
That's true.
You
never know.
Well, because I want to allow everybody to wrap in question, what advice would you give to our youth, to women, and then especially to African American women on becoming successful? Define what you would say is success, and then give some advice, like I said, to our youth, women, and African American women especially.
One of the things that I would say is be persistent. I know that almost sounds like a cliche because we hear it all the time. Never give up, be persistent. But it really does take all of that to be persistent. It takes keeping at it and at it and at it and at it. And when you feel discouraged and you say, gee, I thought I was doing pretty good. I say, when I was in Weight Watchers, I was going back to weight thing. I was in Weight Watchers, and I told you I was working out and eating right, and I got on that scale and I gained 2 pounds. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you know how hard I worked this week and all the food I didn't eat, and I still gained 2 pounds? Well, those are the moments I said, I'm never coming back the way, well, anyway, whatever. I kept going. And so I said, be persistent. You have got to keep at it on your good days and on your bad days. I would tell my kids sometimes, they would get upset, and we all get upset about things. And I said, you know what? I said, guys, I understand how you're feeling today, but you have a job to do. Now, you got to get rid of the tears today. Go home and eat some ice cream, whatever it is you want to do, but keep going. You don't have the luxury right now of saying, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for myself. You don't have the luxury today. That's for another day. So the persistence is you've got to keep going all the time. When it looks like you're not going forward, you have to keep going. When it looks like you are going forward, you have to keep going. You must be persistent and keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, because that really is the only way we're going to be successful. And when I say keep at it too, keep talking to ourselves and encouraging ourselves and being the cheerleader for ourselves and speaking those things out so someone can hear your vision and your ideas and your goals, and make a plan and write it down and put it on the calendar and work toward that. That is really what it's about, is keep saying, I can do this. It is hard, but I can do this. And that is what I encourage all people to do, especially women, and even African American women. They keep going. I have this picture, and you probably have seen this picture before. It's like this big, like a pelican, I guess it is, and the frog is almost like the big bird has tried to eat the frog, and the frog is almost all the way into like this big mouth like that. Like, what do you call it? Seagull. It's a seagull. Thank you, not pelican. It's a seagull with a big old mouth right there, and it's almost like the seagull has almost swallowed the whole frog, and the whole body is almost inside the seagull's mouth, and the frog is still pulling out, like, you don't have me yet. No, you don't have me yet. And I look at that, and it says, don't give up. And I think about that in life. It's like, no, we still are here, and as long as we're still here, we still can keep pushing and working and moving and trying and retrying and redoing and reinventing. Even young people can reinvent, because who you were in high school is not who you are now and not who you will become. Older women, middle-aged women, whatever, we can keep, women in the second act, we can keep trying and keep reinventing and keep changing and keep progressing, because as long as we're still here, there's still so many opportunities for us. There's so much for us to do, and that is what makes it so exciting, and that's why I'm so excited. I'm super excited.
Well, I definitely hope that everybody got something out of our session today. I want to give Miss Adams a token of appreciation.
They said, don't give me a cookie. Did I just tell you I didn't work? Did I work?
Well, no, for everybody who
Did
wants,
I just tell you
all the food we get, well, for the announcement, for all the food we have, you gotta eat. Just eat. Eat and eat and eat, and we can all worry about working it off later. On behalf of the Taiwan Community College, we want to give you a small token of our appreciation for.
This production has been brought to you by Image Entertainment in partnership with New Journal and Guide. Subscribe today.